It is really pimping. Whoa, I've been pimping those on the road. Yo, bitch wanna pimp, so she chose. Yo, bitch the chose. Yo, bitch the chose. Yo, bitch the chose. Yeah, whoa. I've been pimping those on the road. Yo, bitch wanna pimp, so she chose. Yo, bitch the chose. Yo, bitch the chose. Yo, bitch the chose. Yeah. Starships, I'll make her go insane. I met your bitch, I really got the game. Starships, I'll make her go insane. Starships, I'll make her go insane. I met your bitch, I really got the
with the world. It's your boy, Mr. Las Vegas, and we at it again. Thanks to Time to Flow. We jumping live on y'all, and we're going to come at y'all every week with another exclusive Prison Chronicles. Now, on this one, man, I'm going to get all the way into it. You know, everybody that's been in the prison system in Nevada, they always be talking about all this shit, how bad it is and all that. But you know, I'm on a 13-year bid at the time. I'm not giving a fuck about where they send me. So, you know, the thought never crossed my mind. Like, so I'm at Indian Springs, and Indian Springs is rocking and rolling. I'm talking about we making so much money, motherfuckers busting so many moves, it don't make no sense. As y'all know from my last couple episodes, I talked about the guard that knocked me, because I didn't knock her, she knocked me, right? And it was a lovely situation. So all this is going on, and one of my partners that I met from the Bay, a good motherfucker, solid motherfucker, man. This nigga, I called him Knock City because this nigga, anything with a vagina between their legs, he would knock them off. So he pull up on me and he give me a play, and I'm like, man, you bullshit. He's like, nah, G, I'm telling you some real shit. Whatever you can get, nigga, you have somebody beat my bitch, man, she gonna break it. I'm like, what? What's the play? Where's she at? He's like, man, she in a bigger library. I'm like, what? He's like, bro, she walking it right through the front door, right through security, everything, and coming right to a nigga with it. I say, man, you bullshit. So, short story, long story, I get on the phone. Yeah, my people. I'm like, hey, man, I need this, that, wah. Well, I give my relative the play, and she put the envelopes and things together so we can make the play. So, short story, long story, I have her put like 7, 8 envelopes together. Big ass, but little envelopes like this. You know what I'm saying? And what she was doing is she was cutting the middle out, and she was loading them up. I mean, you name it, we had it, right? And she would put it in the little envelope and hand it off to a girl. So the first time they go through, I'm like, what the fuck? We flooded. And when I say flooded, we flooded with everything, right? So 6, 7 months go by, we done did this shit like 70, 80 times, right? We got so much money that it's like when you come out now, I feel like the whole yard looking at you because everybody, it's like they know we got it, but they don't know we got it because we ain't doing no hand to hand with nobody. Like we done distribute the shit around our own boys and shit, and we putting everybody on, everybody eating, and it's rocking and rolling. So now we've been doing this shit for like 16 months. And now the money coming in so ridiculous. My partner, he from the Bay. And for those that know real Bay motherfuckers, they got that. They have that stunt type mentality, and they like to shit on motherfuckers. And the worstest thing you could do is give a nigga from that Bay a bunch of money. Because they gonna shit on you every time. They gonna clown on you, they gonna floss on you every chance they get. But I'm telling my partner, I'm like, look, bro, you gotta calm down because we got eyes on us, man. This yard is only so big, and niggas niggas doing it way too big. Like this nigga would go to the coffee shop and order niggas that don't got no money, niggas with money don't matter. He'll order everybody chicken, ice cream, and sodas in the yard. Looking at this shit like, where is all these niggas getting all this money from? And I'm telling the nigga to calm down, but he wouldn't listen, man. So short story, long story, this nigga get the heat on me. We've been doing this shit like 16, 18 months. So all of a sudden they come get him. Now when they come get him, I'm scared the motherfucker because I'm like, man, I hope this nigga be solid. But he didn't strike me as a nigga that wouldn't be solid. So 2-3 days go by, they don't come get me. So I'm like, oh, it's good. Whatever happened, that nigga stood up on that shit, took that shit, and I ain't got to worry about it. I hate that the plug is gone, but the show must go on. So I'm rocking and rolling like I normally do. At the time, I'm working in the car shop, in the car room, in the prison industry. We had Indian Springs. So one day I'm up in there working, and my uncle worked in a bay in the car shop where they make cars from scratch and all that shit from the ground up, building cars and shit for millionaires, custom car collectors, and different things of that nature. So I'm up in there chopping the shit with my uncle, and all of a sudden I see hella investigators and shit come in. My instincts kick in like, what the fuck, who were they? So I naturally moved throughout the bay. And when I moved throughout the bay, I come around to where I was just at, and I see him talking to my uncle. And I hear him say it's clear as day, hey, y'all know where Tyler is? We looking for Tyler. And I'm listening to my uncle say, Tyler, who is that? We don't know who that is. Now I'm knowing for sure they looking for him. So my partner, I see him in the bay. I always keep a lot of my dope and shit. You know, in my growing area, I made boxes and all kind of shit to stash my shit because even through a pat down there would never find it because I kept my shit tight in my growing area, right? So I go dip off and tell my partner, come here, hey. And I do a handoff to him because now I know they looking for me. And I tell him, man, something go down, just get that shit to my uncle. He go, you know, my uncle know what to do. Because my uncle's on the team, he was my right-hand man. So short story, here they come. Hey, yeah, you Tyler? I'm like, yeah. They're like, turn around. I'm like, what's going on? They're like, don't worry about it, turn around, tough up. I'm like, all right. So I turn around, they put the handcuff on me. They all walking me up to the administration. I'm like, man, what the fuck? So when I go up in there, I see two dudes in jackets and shit, FBI jackets. And they're like, hey, you Tyler? I'm like, yeah. What's going on? They're like, yeah, man, you feel free to talk? I say, hell no, feel free to talk. He say, you sure about that? You know, if you decide to talk or whatever, it could be easy on you. I say, easy on me. I say, man, I don't know what y'all talking about. I ain't did nothing. He said, so you don't want to talk? I say, no, man, check this out. Just send me to the hole and I'm good, man. We ain't got nothing to talk about. Talk to my attorney, right? They say, all right, you want to play like that? All right. They put me in handcuffs, take me to the hole, right? So I'm in the hole. Now, for those that don't know and those that have been in Indian Springs and Nevada, man, listen, it's the worst motherfucking place to be, man. I done been to the hole several times before, and you can get your property and you can buy stove. So the hole is like a vacation. I ain't giving a fuck. Bring the food to the door. Get away from me. I'm gonna do my push-ups and all that shit. I got every appliance. I got keyboards. I got a million CDs. I'm penitentiary balling, so I don't give a fuck about going to no hole. No nigga that's at my status in the penitentiary is giving a fuck about the hole. But they put a cold loop in the game, man. They give you all your property, all your shit. If you had a whole bunch of food, you don't get none of that. They throw all your food away. You don't get no food. You're disciplinary. They put that shit back. Some motherfucking shit being back, molded up, all that shit, man. You don't get nothing. But they give you all your property. But the cold part, you in the cell with your property with no power. So you can't watch your TV. And then yank the cable cars out the wall. You can't plug your TV up. You can't do a motherfucking thing but look at the walls in there and you got all this property. So I'm like, man, this is some bullshit. So 2 or 3 days of being in there, They feeding the nigga like an animal, bro. Like I'm talking about starving the nigga. You can't get nothing. You can't order nothing. Is if they don't feed you, that's that. Now it ain't like the guards feeding us. It's inmates feeding us. Now the inmates they starving. They ain't got shit either, right? So they using the food as a hustle. So they pitch and feed niggas behind the doors because we can't get to them. So they can keep a whole bunch of the food to themselves, and the niggas that's starving, they come around and sell the food to them. That was they hustle. So 3-4 days of that shit, man, I'm starting to get pissed off. So I'm known on the yard. There's a whole bunch of niggas that I'm rocking with, and it's a couple of my Muslim partners up in there that I'm rocking with that's known on the yard. So I'll link up with my partner Ali. Shout out to Ali, Free Ali, man. He's a motherfucking gorilla out of Houston. So I'll link up with Ali and tell him, hey man, we can't go for this shit. So he like, bro, what you want to do? I say, man, we gotta do whatever, nigga. I'm not gonna be letting these motherfuckers feed me like this, nigga. I'm gonna snap, right? And I'm at the point to where I'm gonna do something to one of these guards or whatever to get me the fuck up out of here, because I ain't gonna be in this hole like this. But we end up putting some shit together where we all just said, fuck it. We finna do a stand down on the yard. We finna pop it off in this motherfucker. When they take us to the cage for yard, we ain't coming back in unless they bring the warden down here and they change this shit with this feed. Or nigga, they just gonna have to get us up out of here. So the next morning, nigga, we all come together, make this shit happen. We go to the cage. So those that been to the cages within the Springs, there's 2 cages. It's cage 1, it's cage 2. They try to split you up in the cages, amongst your race, but this time they put 15, 16 blacks in one cage. In the cage that we in, all the 16 blacks that they put in there just so happen to be the niggas that said, nigga, we finna get with some bullshit. But we all in the same cage, and I'm loving it. I'm like, yeah, all my niggas finna ride. Well, we out there for a minute. It's summer too. It's like 113, 112. It's hot as a motherfucker out there. But we ain't giving a fuck. We ready to do whatever it takes for these motherfuckers to treat us right. So they come back to take motherfuckers in from the yard. So they go to the cage 1 first. We in cage 2. So all them dudes, they cuffing up. They taking them back to their cell. Cuffing them up. They taking them back to their cell. But then they come over there to us. They say, hey, y'all cuff up. Like, cuff up for what? Y'all dogging the motherfucker out. He say, man, it's a direct order, cuff up. I say, a direct motherfucker, we ain't in the military. Fuck you, bitch ass nigga. Right? So he goes and go get the sergeant. So the sergeant say, hey man, what's going on? Hey man, bring the warden out here. We don't want to talk to y'all. We tired of y'all playing with our food. We tired of all that shit. We ain't going for it. So instead of this motherfucker going to get the warden, he come back with the goon squad. When they come over there, I'm telling you, it's literally like 30 of these motherfuckers, right? So when they come up there, they say, everybody cuff up. They got these little mace guns, little bean bags and all that shit, right? So like, everybody cuff up. We like, no. They say cuff up or we gonna mace y'all. Like, man, we don't give a fuck maces. So, they got their shield and all that. So one of the goon squad motherfuckers come from behind the shield and say, this your last time. He got a big ass mace cannon in his hand. Like, man, you gonna have to shoot that motherfucker. He said, cuff up now. Cuff up now. We like, man, fuck that. He spray us with that mace cannon. Nigga, I'm talking about, nigga, I ain't never felt so motherfucking bad in my life. I ain't never been spraying with no shit like that, right? So all us coughing and sneezing and nigga snot coming out of our nose, we still refusing to cuff up. They bring the goon squad up in there, motherfucker. They open the gate, bring the goon squad in there. They get the tussling or whatever they doing. Boom. They start putting niggas in bread ties, all the shit. So I'm like, okay. They finna bread tie, nigga. We bread tie. We finna go back to the motherfucking unit. Right? They finna bring some nurses out, put the shit out our eyes. Do you think they did that? Man, listen, they left us right there for like over an hour, man, before anybody came. And then when they came, the shit was so fucked up in the motherfucker eyes and shit. The little shit the nurses was putting on our eyes didn't do nothing. But they didn't take us to the nurse. They left all of us on the ground. And they came by with the little shit, spraying it on the motherfucker face, and turn your face to this side, turn your face to this side. To each person, while we laying on the ground, And they was done with that. Nigga, they left out, right? So another 2 hours go by. Listen, we all on our checks. It's 112, 113 in Indian Springs. It's basically the same as Las Vegas, right? If it's 113 out there, it's the same in Indian Springs, baby hot, right? So by this time, you know, niggas' chests is burning and everything from the concrete. They didn't give a fuck. So as I'm looking, I see some different officers come in. Now we'd have been out there about 3.5, 4 hours. So I'm like, man, who's these motherfuckers? I hear one of the dudes say, oh shit, Ely here. I'm like, Ely, who is that? What's that? He's like, oh yeah, Ely, you know, that's the max. You know, when shit happened, they call them and they drive all the way up here. I'm like, so these motherfuckers that drove all the way from Ely to Ballard to come get us? They're like, yeah, that's what they do, bro. I'm like, oh, hell no, right? So Ely come. These motherfuckers is some bulldogs, bro. I ain't never, you know, now I come out that south. I ain't never, ever in my life, I've been in Vegas since I was 10 years old. I ain't never been around these type of white boys before. When I say these motherfuckers is hogs, man, I'm talking about hog. Everybody chewing tobacco. They racist. They don't give a fuck about nothing. Big ass cornbread fed ass white boys. Some of the biggest white boys I've seen in my life, bro. I'm like, oh shit, right? So they come in and they like, everybody get up. So they start grabbing us. Yeah, we don't give a fuck who y'all are, what y'all did, none of that. If you look wrong, if you step wrong, I'm gonna break your face. I'm looking at this motherfucker like, why you gonna? Yeah, I wish you would. And I'm in these handcuffs, and nigga, you put your hands on me. But how come to find out that these motherfuckers ain't to be fucked with, right? So they start coming by, everybody get stripping motherfuckers, take off your clothes. They unbread tie, snap the bread tie, take off your clothes. Motherfucker like, right here? Yeah, take them off. They strip everybody outside, butt naked, right? Bend over, cough. All I'm like, oh, this shit crazy, right? So here they come with their little jumpsuits and all that shit. But boom, nigga, they dressing us out doing all this shit right outside in front of everybody. They don't give a fuck, right? So they come with their jumpsuits, start dressing motherfuckers up, right? So we got one dude, he coming with the chains, and they got these things that go to the handcuff, and they chain it all the way to your belly. That way, if you pull from it, it electrocutes you, right? They got the electrocution boxes that go to the handcuffs. So everybody getting chained to the electric box, right? So they chained everybody. Boom, everybody getting a single file line. We come out the hole, we on the yard. We come out the hole, they got the motherfucking bus pulled on the yard. Big ass penitentiary Greyhound bus pulled on the yard. I'm like, what the fuck? I ain't never seen no shit like this. Boom, they put us all on the bus, one by one, one by one, one by one. Boom, we take off driving the Ely. Long ass ride. I'm like, okay. And I'm like, okay, it's taking about a certain amount of time to get there. So damn, that's why we was on the ground all that time, because they literally called them and left us out on the yard until they came. That's just how they get down. And when you do some high power shit or any type of max shit, that minimum custody prison or wherever you at, medium custody prison, wherever you at, nigga, all opportunity, everything cease at that point. Okay, y'all want to be bad, we got something for you. They make a call, their hands is out of it. They waiting on them to control you, right? So we end up stopping at a camp. I couldn't believe this shit. We end up stopping at a camp to pick up some other motherfuckers. So boom, we stop at the camp. We waiting in the bus while they stripping out or doing whatever they doing to some other motherfuckers that did something at camp. They get on the bus. Now we on our way headed to Ely. Right. So we finally make it to Ely. They make us line up in this motherfucking hallway, long ass hallway. They're like, you're now in Ely. Everybody put your nose on the wall. If your nose come off the wall, we're going to take that as an act of aggression. I'm looking at these motherfuckers like, what the fuck? They're like, everybody right now. So I'm like, okay, let me get up close to the wall, right? Niggas talk that shit, man, until you been in this shit. Niggas talk that shit. Nigga, I don't want no problems, nigga. I'm in handcuffs. These motherfuckers do anything they want to do to me. And my instincts is 5-star because what happened end up happening. Well, I got my nose on the wall. Me and a couple of niggas that's next to me. One nigga at the end, he on some tough boy shit. He close to the wall, but his nose ain't on it, right? And one of the white boys say, hey, didn't I tell you to put your nose on the wall? Put it on the fucking wall. Boom! And bashed his head and his face into the wall. Listen, now everybody done kind of took their face off the wall looking to see what's going on. And one of the Muslim brothers say, damn, man, that's fucked up. I'm like, put your nose on the fucking wall now. And he bashed another motherfucking nose into the wall, right? Nigga, we looking, nigga, it's blood everywhere. I'm like, what the fuck? They can do this shit? Right? So they take them into the front, rough house, both of them, take them into somewhere in medical somewhere, right? And say, who else wants some? You know, big ass white boys walking up and down the line trying to intimidate a motherfucker. I'm like, oh, hell no. Nigga, I put my motherfucking nose on that wall, though. That's on God, right? So, boom, I got my nose on the wall. So now they coming and stripping everybody out, asshole naked again, right? So they come, take this off, take the clothes off. I'm like, damn, dude, we just get stripped out. We're making sure y'all don't got nothing else. Take it off. So when they come and strip everybody naked, they say, all right, everybody get on your knees. This Russian torture, bro. So they done put all of us on our knees, asshole naked, with our nose on the wall. Niggas is handcuffed and everything, so niggas is about to fall and all kind of shit, right? So it's Ramadan going on at the time. I'll never forget this. And I'm like, man, I'm gonna play my Ramadan card. Because at this time, I had probably been on my knees for like 40, 45 minutes, because they going one by one, checking motherfuckers and dressing them out before they go to the next person. So, boom, I ain't gonna lie, I fake a pass out on their ass. I pass out. Wow. They're like, man, what's going on? They say, man, what's wrong with you? Did you eat? What's going on? I say, man, I'm fasting. I'm doing Ramadan. They say, oh, shit, take them to medical, right? They take me to medical, right? Niggas laughing. But I told the nigga next to me, nigga, fuck that. Nigga, I can't be standing on my motherfucking knees. Nigga, my knees hurt. Nigga, I faked the motherfucking pass out on their ass to get off that wall. That's how bad it was, right? So, boom, they end up taking me to medical, asking me if I'm good, this. Can't drink water. I can't do this. They gave me all kind of shit. So when the sun dropped, I had shit to eat. So they ended up giving me, fast tracking me, giving me a mat and all that shit, sending me to a unit. For those that been at Elite, you got GP, and then you got Max, right? At maximum. GP only means that everywhere you go, you're handcuffed with your handcuffs behind your back. That's all that means. It don't mean nothing, nigga. You will never be on the tier with nobody but you and yourself. You would never be on the yard with nobody but you and yourself. It's a 23-1. And you either gonna go outside or you ain't. So really it's a 24 because you're getting locked in a little ass cage. It's either hot and Elite as a motherfucker or it's cold as a motherfucker. Nobody goes to the yards. Niggas is bird bathing, man. Niggas be scared to go in the showers because the showers be overflowed, nasty motherfuckers in there jacking off. There's all kind of fucked up shit going on in Elite. Elite is a place that you never want to go to. It's the worstest, one of the worstest prisons in the United States. A lot of people don't know about it because they don't talk about it because they try to hide shit that's going on there. But that's the worst prison that you can go to. You're gonna get treated so foul that it's gonna blow your mind, right? So now I've been in the regular cell on a 23-1. A couple of weeks done went by. It's good. I got a good cellie. The homie B-Mac from Bounty Hunter. That was my cellie. He ended up doing some goofy shit, man, years ago, and later, and I couldn't dig it. But that was my nigga at the time, right? So the same shit that happened to me in Indian Springs ended up happening, right? Because one of the COs got mad that motherfuckers was Cadillacing in the unit. So he starts pigeon feeding motherfuckers. So I'm like, man, here we go with the bullshit. So Man, I'm in 24-hour max anyway. It don't even matter at this point. I trips out with the CO, right? Boom, they come there talking and shit, all that shit. I'm like, all right, man, you heard what I said. So I goes back, sits on my bunk. I'm like, all right, man, fuck it. Me and my celly up in there talking about something. We hanging out, drinking coffee, shooting the shit. Boom, I end up dozing off. Now I have been in elite now probably about like a good month or two. So my partner say, I'm in a deep sleep. He say, hey, wake up. I'm like, wake up for what? He's like, man, hey, the neighbors getting it. I'm like, yo, what they doing? Like, man, it sound like they in there fighting. So I get up. I'm like, yeah, it sounds like they fighting for sure. So you hear them in there, they getting it. They going round for round. Then all of a sudden they get silent, right? But myself, he say, yeah, man, they took one of them got they ass whooped, right? Ain't no more tussling going on. I say, yeah. Shit, you probably got that ass whooping nigga, bow down, up in there. He's like, yep. So nigga, I go back to my bunk because niggas fighting in the cell. That shit happen all the time at Max, nigga. That's not no big shit. You know what I'm saying? So boom, I end up going to sleep. And I get up, man, it's probably like 3, 4 in the morning. So when I get up to take a piss. And I get up, it's water on the floor. I'm like, oh, what the fuck? Now, for those that don't know, in E-League, this goes on all the time. Motherfuckers always flood their sales and do shit like that because they ain't got nothing better else to do. And motherfuckers just don't give a fuck. They ain't max. So I'm locked down 24 hours, so I gotta do something. I'll be bored. I'd rather get into it with somebody, fight myself. Niggas do stupid shit behind them doors, right? Motherfuckers get raped, you name it, it happens, right? So we doing our thing, and I said, man, there's water all on the floor, right? Now they turn the lights off so you can't see. So I'm gonna turn one of my lights on, and I'm looking at the flow, at the water, and I'm like, damn, why is that shit dark color? So now I'm thinking, damn, is that shit water, whatever? So I go to hit my reading lamp. And I hit my reading lamp and I turn my reading lamp towards the door to look at the water. When I look at the water is like a burgundy red color. I'm like, what the fuck is that? Then I get up on it, I say, man, is that blood? You know what I'm saying? And mind me not, I don't got my slides on. I got my socks on. I just was getting up to take a piss. So when I see that there's blood all on the floor, I'm like, man, what the fuck? I'm like, hell no. So I tell my son, man, look, man. He's like, oh shit, nigga, that's blood. I'm like, nigga, where the fuck that come from, right? So I go up to the door. Now I got my slides on with my bloody socks. So now I go up to the door. I'm looking, like, man, what the fuck going on? And the blood is coming from where my neighbors was. My neighbors was right next door. So the blood coming from their cell. So I'm like, man, hey, what's going on? You know what I'm saying? Looking through the door. So while I'm doing that, I see a CO, he doing count. You know what I'm saying? He coming around like this. So I'm looking, I'm like, oh, this motherfucker finna see it. So I hurry up and get back on my bunk and act like, nigga, I'm laying down for the CO to come by and do count. But sure enough, when he get right there to that cell that's next door to him, he say, hey, get a guard in here. Call a goon squad, get medical down here now. While he get to yelling, he like, back up, get up on. I'm like, oh shit. So now I done hopped off the bed. I'm being nosy. My silly ass, he hop off the bed. We looking. The CEO telling him, cuff up, back up and cuff up. He like, I ain't cuffing up. I'm listening to him talking. I ain't cuffing up. Woo, woo, woo. So I see the goon squad coming in. So they come in deep as a motherfucker. Cuff up right now, cuff up. He don't want to cuff up. So they shoot some shit up in there on his ass, go up in there and extract the seller, right? They put him in handcuffs, extract the seller. But we up on the door, we like, yeah, man, what's going on? A whole bunch of COs right there. One of the COs say, man, he just cut his celly head off. I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, he just cut his celly head off. He said, man, he literally cut his head. I'm like, hell no, man. He's like, yeah, you'll see, right? Watch, you'll see. I'm like, what the fuck? So I see the medical coming in, with the gurney and all the little shit, and I see them coming in with the little bag and shit. Then it's all type of street motherfuckers in there. You can tell they police, investigators, crime scene motherfuckers. They come in there, right? So now you see them come out with the bag, right? Then you see them start coming out the room with bags and shit. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, look, the CO say, hey, that's his head right there in that bag right there. I'm like, hell no. And I'm looking at all the blood and shit on the floor. And I'm like, man, you can't make this shit up, bro. Hell no. Only in motherfucking Ely, man. Listen, man. To this day, bro, that shit fuck with me, man. I had never seen no shit like that, man, before in my life. Let alone woke up into some shit like that, right? I could just imagine how that shit looked in that cell. And of course, we couldn't get the cell because, you know, they in there. So it was the blood had oozed in my room and the neighbor that was next to them room. So they end up taking us all out and putting us out there in handcuffs while they clean the shit up. Come to find out, the investigators like, no, everywhere where the blood goes is a crime scene. So they take all three of them cells off and they had to end up moving us to another cell. So lucky it was another cell upstairs. That's where we end up getting moved to. So boom, we get moved to it. Me and my started talking about it. Days go by, weeks go by, right? Remember that bitch ass officer I told you had shorted me on some food. Now we hadn't seen him for weeks. The trays always fat, you know what I'm saying? Ely food was good. It wasn't no bullshit type food, wasn't no, you know, it wasn't no bottom of the barrel ass shit. It was good food, right? So that officer that had got into it with an inmate in the unit, all of a sudden popped back up on the unit. So I'm looking like, here we go. Here we go with this bitch ass motherfucker. I hope you don't get to playing with the food. That's the first thing I said, right? So enough. Dinner come. Lunch come, it was sack lunches, so it wasn't no big thing. Dinner come. This motherfucker skip us on the food, right? So I'm like, okay, his bitch ass gonna come by. Cause now I'm like, I'm fed up. I'm tired of getting dogged out, man. I'm tired of getting dogged out by these motherfuckers, man. They gonna whoop my ass or I'm gonna whoop their ass. At this point, I want y'all to whoop my ass because I'm tired, man. I'm tired of getting dogged out. So when he come by, I say, hey, man, you forgot to put this on my tray. He say, what? I say, man, open the flap. You know what I'm saying? His goofy ass opened the flap up. When he opened the flap, I throw the tray on him, right? It was all kind of shit on the tray. I ain't gonna disclose all the shit that was on the tray, right? But those been in prison know what I'm talking about, right? So I flash all that shit on this motherfucking ass, right? He, you want motherfucking kill you, right? The shit was all over me. Right? I'm like, yeah, you gonna learn, motherfucker. You gonna start feeding the motherfucker right? So sure enough, here come the goon squad. I said, like, oh, man, you tripping? Oh man, on Bloods, you tripping? I'm like, man, fuck these motherfuckers. He said, man, you better put your shit up. They finna trip. I said, man, I don't give a fuck. Fuck these motherfuckers. So they come to the door, Tyler, come back up and cuff up. I'm like, man, fuck that, man. Call it, give me the warning. So you're not getting no warning. Back up and cuff up to the door. I'm like, no, man, I ain't cuffing up. Man, fuck it is what it is. Now I'm yoked up like a motherfucker. I ain't giving a fuck, so I take my shirt off. Like, come on, y'all, it is what it is. Come on, man. Right? I start getting ready. So he's like, we're gonna tell you again, back up. And cuff up. I say, man, I ain't backing up. Fuck y'all. So they're like, all right, pop A18. I'm like, all right, here we go. So when they pop the door, you know, the door popping slowly. So I'm waiting for my Pacific time to I'm talking about run full speed and just go for it, right? Man, that motherfucker opened to about like this. I run full speed into that motherfucker. I ain't hip to none of the shit that's going on. I've been locked up in the penitentiary. I'm not knowing nothing about no different technology shit, right? I run full speed into the shield like I'm playing football, right? When I hit that motherfucker, I swear to God to y'all. When I hit that motherfucker, boom, nigga, I blacked out. Right? I wake up in the infirmary. I'm talking about, I got dreads long as a motherfucker. Nigga, dreads missing, all kind of shit, right? Face swole knots, they done beat the dog shit out of me, right? She's like, oh, you all right? You got heart problems? I'm like, man, what the fuck happened? He said, you've been electrocuted. I'm like, I'm electrocuted? When they do that? He said, yeah, you ran into the shield. I'm like, what? Like, yeah, that shield is electric still. It shocks you. I swear to God, if I would have knew that, man, I would have never did that shit there. Yeah, man, listen, I ain't never had my ass whooped so bad in my motherfucking life. I ain't never felt so bad in my motherfucking life because I didn't feel the ass whooping. But when I woke up, I seen the ass whooping. That's when you know your ass been whooped. When it been whooped so motherfucking bad that when you wake up, nigga, you can't even notice yourself. That's how bad the police whooped my ass, right? So that was the tale, man. You know, like I say, like, subscribe, follow Mr. Las Vegas on his channel. You know, follow Time to Flow. We're gonna do this shit once a week, and we out of this motherfucker. Mr. Las Vegas for the record, and I'm out.
We on the road. We winning. Bitch, it is really pimping. Whoa, I've been pimping those on the road. Yo, bitch. We on the road. We winning. Bitch, it is really pimping. Whoa, I've been pimping those on the road. Yo, bitch wanna pimp, so she chose. Yo, bitch the chose. Yo, bitch the chose. Yo, bitch the chose. Yeah, whoa. I've been pimping those on the road. Yo, bitch wanna pimp, so she chose. Yo, bitch the chose. Yo, bitch the chose. Yo, bitch the chose. Yeah, it ain't easy getting 100 racks at one time. So I go hard on my bitch so that I can shine. See my hustle with tipping hoes, my nigga ain't writing raps. See my hustle with tipping hoes, my nigga ain't writing raps. So I got the game to make your main bitch hard collapse. If she don't catch her ass before, she gon' have a heart attack. A lot of pimps don't have the heart to do a bitch like this, but I